Welcome to the Morning Download Podcast, your go-to resource for personal finance, economics, and market insights. In just 8 minutes a day, we provide valuable information to help you make better money decisions. Don't forget to sign up for our free newsletter at https://w.morningdownload.com. Subscribe. Let's dive right in. In today's episode, we'll cover Bitcoin and Nvidia stocks hitting new highs, the changing housing market and lower mortgage rates attracting buyers, the rise of major stock indexes and rebounding tech sector, the soaring value of Bitcoin and a potential rally for Stack's price, the high cost of owning a pet, and a quote from Michael Burry about the value of lost dollars.
In some positive news for the housing market, buyers are making a comeback. The drop in mortgage interest rates in December seemed to have a positive effect as demand started to pick up. Redfin, a national real estate brokerage, reported that their homebuyer demand index was up 10% compared to the previous month, reaching the highest level since August. Although pending sales were down 3% from December 2022, it was the smallest decline in 2 years. The average rate on the 30-year fixed mortgage reached a low of 61% at the end of December, but it has seen a slight increase to 76% this month. However, there is some uncertainty in the air. Gregory Branch from Veritas anticipates a rate hike in the first quarter. Nevertheless, the general consensus among experts is that rates will likely remain flat or even decrease in 2024. As for housing prices, predictions for 2024 are a bit divided. While some experts have differing opinions, the general consensus is that prices will not experience a rapid increase. In other news, there have been some noteworthy global developments. Nvidia, known for its advanced computer chips, has introduced new chips designed for running artificial intelligence at home. This move comes amid growing competition from Intel and AMD. Additionally, oil prices fell by more than 4% due to concerns over global demand, following a price cut by Saudi Arabia. The Supreme Court has also made headlines by rejecting Elon Musk's company, X's, appeal regarding federal surveillance disclosure. Lastly, if you're planning to buy a used car, it might be wise to hold off for a bit. Used car prices are still high, but experts predict they will stabilize in 2024. So if you can wait, it might be more advantageous for your wallet. All the major indexes had a great day, and investors are feeling optimistic. It's interesting to see that the technology sector, which took a bit of a hit last week, is back in business now. One company that stood out was Nvidia. They had an incredible gain, rising over 6% and reaching an all-time high of $522.75. That's definitely something to celebrate. On the other hand, Apple had a bit of a roller coaster ride. After Evercore ISI advised clients to buy the dip, the stock grew by 4%. It just goes to show that sometimes it's worth taking the risk. Unfortunately, not all companies had a good day. Boeing suffered an 8% loss due to the decision to temporarily ground dozens of Boeing 737 MAX 9 aircraft for inspections. This news is definitely impacting their stock, and it's possible that it might fall even more this week as more updates come in. And it seems like United Airlines is facing some troubles too. They discovered loose bolts on several Boeing 737 MAX 9 aircraft after grounding them, and it looks like things might get worse for them. Bitcoin had a pretty exciting day yesterday, crossing that $47,000 mark for the first time in months. The investors are buzzing with happiness, but you know what they say, skepticism always tags along. So let's dive into the latest headlines in the world of cryptocurrency. We have some news on Bitcoin ETF providers like BlackRock. They've revealed their fees starting at 0, 20% and rising to 0, 30%. It's always interesting to see how these fees break down. And speaking of ETFs, the spot Bitcoin ETF applicants are making moves. They filed amended S1 forms, getting themselves closer to that final approval step. It's like watching a race nearing the finish line. But hold up, Gary Gensler, the head of the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, has issued a warning about crypto before this potential spot Bitcoin ETF approval. It's always good to have all the information before making big moves. Now check this out. 2 influential analysts have given ETF approval odds at over 90%. That's quite a vote of confidence. Guess we'll have to wait and see what the SEC decides. And finally, here's something interesting. The Stack's price might just trigger a 25% rally. And when is this happening? Well, right before the potential Bitcoin spot ETF approval this week. Exciting times ahead. Pets bring joy and companionship to our lives, but it's important to consider the financial implications of owning one. While the initial cost of buying a pet may seem affordable, the expenses can add up over time. Let's break down the financial aspects of having a pet. Firstly, the cost of buying a pet varies depending on factors like location, type, and breed. You could spend anywhere from $100 to $10,000 or more. However, a great way to save money is by adopting from shelters. You can find lovely cats and dogs at a fraction of the cost. Next, you'll need to prepare your home for your new furry friend. This includes supplies like a litter box, bed, collar, crate, and bowls. These can amount to roughly $350 to $1,300. Additionally, certain pets require specific equipment, like aquariums, which can cost over $1,000. Regular vaccinations are essential for your pet's health and can cost between $65 to $200 annually for cats and $115 to $230 annually for dogs. Some adoption centers may offer discounted rates for vaccinations. Neuter surgery is important to control pet population and could cost around $150 for cats and $35 to $500 for dogs, depending on their size. Shelters usually charge less, and there are low-cost spay-neuter programs available as well. Training is another expense to consider, especially for dogs and horses. Depending on the trainer and the level of training required, it could range from $100 to $1,000 per month. Licensing costs are also something to factor in. Dogs may have licensing costs of up to $150 per year, and cats around $60. Some states may require microchips as well. In summary, be prepared to spend at least $1,000 in the first year of owning a pet. Costs will be higher if you opt for expensive pets like horses or exotic birds. Remember to budget wisely and consider all the financial aspects before bringing a pet into your home. Let me hit you with the quote of the day. Lost dollars are simply harder to replace than gained dollars are to lose. Wise words from the legendary Michael Burry. And you know what? It's so true. Losing money is always a tough blow, isn't it? It's like watching your hard-earned cash slip through your fingers, never to return. You see, when you gain money, it's almost like a win at a casino. You're happy, you're pumped up. But let's face it, it's not that hard to lose it again. It's like taking a gamble and, well, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, but hey, you can always try again. Now, losing money, that's a whole different story. It's like saying goodbye to something you worked so hard for. Blood, sweat, and tears. It's a tough pill to swallow, and trust me, that empty space in your wallet can seem so much bigger. So here's a little reminder for you. Take care of your money because lost dollars are a lot harder to come by again. It's like that old saying goes, a penny saved is a penny earned. So be smart with your cash, my friends, and cherish every dollar you've got.
In this episode, we covered the soaring highs of Bitcoin and Nvidia stocks, the changing housing market, and the costs associated with buying a pet, while also discussing the return of buyers to the housing market, the rise of major stocks, including Nvidia and Apple, and the setbacks faced by Boeing and United Airlines, the surging price of Bitcoin, and the potential for a Bitcoin ETF, as well as the financial responsibilities of owning a pet and the wise words of Michael Burry. Thanks for tuning in to the Morning Download, your go-to podcast for personal finance, economics, and market insights in just 8 minutes a day. Don't forget to subscribe for more helpful content and sign up for our free newsletter at Morning Download. Subscribe.